I'm doing a different angle today on the camera. You can see my very tiny, very messy little desk here. This desk has never seen quite so much action as it has seen in the last few days. Today, I want to talk about how to set a book free. So this assumes a couple of things. One, you have self-published some titles, and two, you have, of course, written titles. I should say that in the other order. This assumes you have written and published some titles and self-published those titles. This is specifically something that's available under the control of indie authors, although it's entirely possible that in the next little while we'll see more publishers also using the free tool. And that's certainly something which would be great for readers. Free is a great funnel, zero cost to zero barrier to entry. For readers, a great way to discover a voice. It is a tried and true marketing technique. My friend Nikki Haberstock did a really good video on why she likes free for ebooks, and so I'll link to that video in the description as well if you want to do a deeper dive into it. But this video is specifically about the mechanisms of setting a book free, because I saw yesterday on Twitter some authors who, this isn't like their primary thing that they do. A lot of them are hybrid, and they're seeing a lot of demand from readers, like happy demand from readers. Right now, everybody's stuck at home. Everyone would love to try a new author, and it's nice for a lot of authors to offer a free book right now. And a lot of people I have seen say, this book is free everywhere, but only 99 cents on Amazon, because that's the lowest I can set it there. So here is how you get a book free on Amazon, all right? Because there are some tricks. And also I'm going to talk about my number one rule for which books will work as free funnels, because while it is lovely to give a free book to readers as a gift, it is ideal as a business person if that funnel works for you and drives eventual, once things get back to normal, lots of people buying your books. And people will buy books now. There are lots of people who have some book money to spend, and let's help them do that and give them some happy books. Okay, so how to set a book for free. There are two basic types. I'm reading off of some notes today because I don't want to get anything wrong about this, because it's really specific. So there are two basic types of ebook distribution: wide and KU. If you spend any time in author circles, particularly self-published author circles, you'll hear those two terms being bandied about: wide and KU. KU means you have exclusively published to KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, which is the Amazon portal for self-publishing. And if you are exclusive to them, then you can select KDP Select, which puts your book on the reader end, on the retailer front of Amazon, in a program called Kindle Unlimited, which is a $10 a month subscription program. So if you have gotten this far in the video, but you're like, but I haven't published any books yet, at some point in the next coming weeks, I'll do a basics on that, and I'm sure that there are lots of other videos out there as well. But for now, I'm assuming for the rest of the video that the people I'm talking to today have some books under their own distribution control. Okay, so if you are wide, if you are published on more than one retailer, here is the steps that you take to make sure that your books are free there, but also on Amazon. Set it free on all the various retailers: Kobo, Google Play, Apple Books, Nook, Press, anywhere ebooks are sold. If it is 99 cents anywhere, like if you just set it for free on Apple Books, but it's 99 cents on Kobo, or $2.99 or $4.99 or whatever the regular price is, Amazon won't price match it until it is free everywhere. Note that this does not apply to library ebook distribution. This is a retail price change only. So you can make your books free on the retail storefronts and drop it to $2.99 or 99 cents for libraries. Library distributors don't actually take free books, so that's not an option there. Okay? Then you need to get Amazon to price match it, because they don't have the functionality built into their portal, KDP, to set a price below 99 cents. But you can get them to do this there are three ways to do this, and I'm going to try and include some screenshots in here so you know exactly what I'm talking about. The first option is to email them through KDP support. So the same emails, it's support at, I actually don't know the email address. I'll put it here. I'll try and put it here on the screen. I should have written that in my notes and I didn't. But the same emails that you get if you have published books to Amazon, there's an email address you can use to reply to, and you can email them, and that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to fill out follow the drop-down menus for support on the Author Central website, and there is a form there, and I'll include a screenshot here, maybe. I don't know if this is the first time I've done it. I'm such a baby YouTuber. I don't know. Can I do it here? I don't know. Anyway, the third way to do it is to report a lower price on the storefront. So that means that you go to your book page on Amazon, the page that the readers see, and readers, you can ask some other readers to do this for you too, and you grab the link from like Google Play or Kobo. Those two are the best because they are both worldwide, and the link shows the price. Apple Books, the link is a little bit more complicated. But Google Play or Kobo, and then you just put the link, there's a place on the page, you say report a lower price, and then a little form pops up, and you put in the price there and say 0, and it's today's date, and you hit send. That sometimes works too. Sorry, I got interrupted by a phone call. So here's the thing. Any one of those three things will work eventually, but there might be just a lag. So sometimes Amazon's price matching doesn't work. So you keep following up. Try another one of those three things, and then the third one of those three things. Some factors that affect how quickly Amazon price matches, and this is not, like, please don't take my word for this because your experience may be different. But in my experience, books that have not sold any copies, a book page that maybe hasn't gotten a lot of clicks lately, those books tend to be slower to price match than books that get a lot of clicks, because they want to have an optimal customer service experience. And in fact, that's language that I use. And on my website, www.romanceyourbrand.com/blog, I will have just the template of the email that I use. It's very short. You're welcome to steal my language. In order to ensure an optimal customer service experience, please note that this book has a lower price point on other retailers, blah, 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 blah. The other factor that can really affect slowdowns is how busy the Amazon store is in general and what's going on in the back end. Every so often, the database gets really buggy, really laggy, and often that is because they're rolling something out, so they're testing it. We often don't see that. That kind of beta testing is sometimes invisible to the majority of us, but that can definitely affect how quickly things go through. So be a little bit patient with the Amazon, but don't give up on it. Don't just let your book be 99 cents free there when it's 99 cents when it's free everywhere else, because you're missing out on a big chunk of reader experience. Okay, so now the other way to set your book free is if you are in Kindle Unlimited. If you are exclusive to Amazon and you have your books in KDP Select, then you can set your book free for up to 5 days per 90-day enrollment period. So when you put your books in KDP Select, you agree to have them there for a 90-day period. And in that 90-day period, you have a choice of one of two promotional options. The one is to do something called a Kindle Countdown deal, where you make your book 99 cents, but it's only in the US and the UK. So, I mean, there will be people who say, well, just concentrate on those markets, and that's definitely a great promotional tool, and if you agree with them, you should listen to them. But I prefer to recommend the free days because those are global. Those are on all the Amazon storefronts. And then that makes your books free to everybody, not just people who are KU Kindle Unlimited subscribers. So you can temporarily expand your reach there. And what I have found is, like, as a reader, because my books aren't in Kindle Unlimited, but I will sometimes look at books that are, as a reader, I'll notice that if a book is free, even they still put the borrowing Kindle Unlimited button above it. So that's first, and the free price is below it. And so when you put your books on a free promotion for 2 or 3 or 5 days, then you'll still get borrows and you'll still get page reads from those borrows. So it's not like you're not completely giving up your income there, which is great. So definitely, if you are a Kindle Unlimited author, at this point, I would strongly encourage you to try using some of those free days on some of your backlist titles. And I mentioned that you get 5 days. You can split it up, but I recommend doing it for at least 2 days each time. So if you want to split it up, you don't want to use 5 days all at once, do 2 days and then 3 days because of the way that social media works. And so if you post something early in the day, it might not get shared until later in the day, and that will spill over into the next day. So I like a 3-day run and then a 2-day run if you want to kind of split it up and balance it. And in another video down the road, we'll talk about ways that you can kind of use those 90 days really actively. The last thing I wanted to talk about, which was one of the first things that I said, which was the number one rule for which books will work as free funnels. Ideally, absolutely ideally, you want to pick a book that is metadata linked as part of a series. And I talk about this in Romance Your Brand, how important metadata is. There's a whole chapter on it. Because when you click that you want to buy a free book, which zero barrier to entry, so a lot more people will do than those that would have tried a book for like $4.99, then Amazon and the other retailers will show the second book in the series. But they only do that if your books are metadata linked as part of a series. So that's the number one rule for which books will work as free funnel. Books in a series. It doesn't need to be book one. If you've already done a free promo on book one, feel free to do, like currently in my Pine Harbor series, for example, and you can go and take a look at that. That book is called Love on a Spring Morning. My free funnel at the moment is book number 3 in that series. But when you click on it, it will ask if you want to buy book number 4, which is Love on a Summer's Night. I got that wrong. I hope everybody is hanging in there. I hope that you are doing a lot of thinking about writing. You don't have to actually be doing any writing right now. This might not be the time for that for you, and that's okay. I'm on deadline, so I'm going to go and get my words now for the day, and I'm going to talk about that in my Facebook reader group, and then probably tonight I'm going to have a big glass of wine. And if you have any requests for videos, please put those in the comments. Be sure to subscribe so that you get an update tomorrow when I post the next video, and I hope everybody is healthy and hanging in there.